Namaste. I'm Kamala Devi, and this is my post-Valentine's love letter to friends and family and lots of lovers. I see so many people around the world through the spiritual, sexual, shamanic experiences that we're teaching with the mystery school ISTA. You know, we travel around the world, and I'm meeting hundreds, if not thousands, of spiritual, I don't like the word seeker because it's really like finders, people who are, dancing in the field of possibility. And I make these deep connections, and then I come back, to my home, which is in San Diego with my family. I have a 12-year-old boy, and that keeps me very busy, not to mention the books I'm writing and the other projects I'm cooking up. And then I lose touch sometimes. I mean, I'm so grateful, to Facebook and social media. As superficial as it may feel sometimes, it's a channel, it's a techno channel into an other dimension on which I'm feeling people, on the ethers. And so I'm grateful to stay in touch that way. And I wanted to go a little deeper by just sharing what's in my heart. I have a lot of change happening, a lot of transformation. And I know I'm not alone. I know everybody's, we're all on this huge upgrade. But I think what's coming through for me is a second kind of puberty. And I say that because my son is at an extraordinary transition between his elementary school, really as a kid, into that pubescent, like alternate reality that we call middle school. And with that comes a lot of change in personality, and not just hormone, but also ways of, being in the world. All the conditioning is coming on really strong. And it's funny because I often hold back on sharing my mother journey. We've heard the cliches about like the children are our future, the children are our teachers. And I really do find myself learning from Devin. But I don't always like to share about that because I feel, as a sex and relationship I want to say explorer as opposed to expert. It's like I'm really exploring this like adult human connection realm. And a big part of that is being responsible for healing, releasing, maturing, growing up past the adolescent rebellious stage. But the reality is there's so many like wounds and imprints and messages that are formatively lodged into our psyche, and they can't come from childhood. They come from the kids. They come from our, parents and our cousins and our neighbors at that time. And meanwhile, here I am, raising this boy and delicately sensitive to the subtleties of what are his messages. How is he learning about his body and about his boundaries and about his relation, his communication, and how that impacts the world. And so I'm doing this dance between this very formative child stage and this very like mature adult advanced work. And everybody's got this inner child, like we're all working through sometimes our wounded inner child, sometimes a really healthy, playful, silly child. And I'm finally in this place when my son's actually at that stage of coming into his, slowly in the beginning, coming into his adulthood. I want to merge these worlds more. It's something that it seems so obvious to anyone who knows, like, oh, you're a mama, you're, a priestess and do temple arts. Like these are natural. This is a natural worlds to want to merge for the sake of the future. But at another level, it's like, oh no, this is really like these two realms should not cross, and scary both legally and, what if you mess someone up or you give them, it's so delicate, give them the wrong messages. So for years, I've been in this kind of existential split. I like to call it the mother horror conflict, but as I talk to papas and daddies, and like they go through their own version of this, whether it's, like there's the paternal provider, or there's the Superman, or regardless, there's all kinds of expectations that like your family life is totally separate from your adult life. And when I really listen and I'm really doing the work with adults, I think part of the wounding and the dysfunction is because those things were separated, in their families, and the intergenerational transmission hasn't actually happened. So for this reason, I'm really interested in gathering with other conscious parents, and I'm gathering with those people who feel called to work with youth and to heal this gap, and so that we can create community and really like have these difficult conversations and create a new paradigm, new ways of being together. And that's work that I feel like I'm just starting, and it's an experiment, and we're gonna like play with it, and then eventually we'll get to where that's the foundation and the grounds for the new culture that we're stepping into, which is mature and liberated and adult, integrated and age appropriate. And I know these are all just big, powerful ideals right now, but it starts with listening and playing and having the conversation. So at the ISTA Family Fusion this summer in West Virginia, we're going to take a big step towards bringing these worlds together and seeing what magic we can co-create. I look forward to sharing more, and I really look forward to hearing from you if you feel called to join us, in this journey, in this adventure. Thanks for listening.